Hi guys, this is Ravi from the Nifty BN channel. This is the second episode of the series Options Your Questions Answered. I am very pleased with the response the first episode received and looking forward to educating you guys with more such episodes each weekend. The first question is by Tony Thomas. If I close my position when the Nifty spot nears my break-even point, I would not incur any losses, but only the brokerages. Is my understanding correct? The answer is the break-even point is the price of the underlying asset at which you neither lose nor gain on your option position at expiry. So any time before expiry, if the underlying moves beyond the break-even point, you would make a loss if you choose to close the position. Let's understand this better with an example. Nifty futures is at 10179 on June 6, 2020 and you entered a long butterfly spread with calls as follows. Buy one lot of 25th June 10,200 strike price call at 239.85. Sell two lots of 25th June 10,400 strike price calls at 149.85. Buy one lot of 25th June 10,600 strike price call at 86.65. The maximum profit at expiry for this setup is rupees 12,990. The maximum loss is rupees 2010 and the break-even points are at 10,227 and 10,573. Say by 12th June, Nifty futures moved up to 10,817, which is way beyond the upside break-even point of 10,573. You can clearly see that the position is in loss of about 401. So if you choose to close the position, you would have to take this loss plus any brokerage charges. The next question is by Gurumurthy Aranala. How to select the strike price for iron condor? The answer is I usually recommend selling zero point 0.2 or 20 delta options and buying zero point 0.1 or 10 delta options. A delta of zero point 0.2 means the probability that the option will be in the money at expiration is 20%. When you construct an iron condor, ideally you wish all the options to expire worthless so that you can keep the premium received. So less the probability that the sold options will be in the money at maturity, the better. But again, the more deep out of the money you go, the less premium you can collect. So you need to balance these two factors together. The next question is by Senthil Kumar S. How theta decay happens, whether hourly or after market ends? Please explain how options premium decay. The answer is the premium of an option is made up of two components, the time value and the intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is nothing but the difference between the strike price and the price of the underlying asset, whereas time value is the difference between the premium and the intrinsic value. Assume that Nifty is at 10,412.15 and June 10,200 call is trading at a premium of 239.85. The intrinsic value of this 10,200 call is 57.85, which is nothing but the difference between the strike price of the June call and the Nifty spot price. And the remaining 182 is pure time value. The time value decreases with time, falling to zero on the expiration date. The same is true for the put option. But this time decay is not linear. It tends to be gradual at first and speeds up as the expiration date approaches. To illustrate this point, let's look at the time decay curve of a 12-month option. From the time decay curve, it is clear that while the time decay of the option premium is just about 15 to 20% in the first 6 months, it is about 25 to 30% in the last month. This is to say that the options tend to lose the most value in the final 30 days before expiration. This characteristic of the time decay, when used to our advantage, can be very fruitful. Time decay can also be referred to as an options Greek theta. Holding all other factors constant, the option loses value as time moves closer to the expiration of the option. The at the money options have the highest time value, that is, the highest theta number. In the money options have the highest intrinsic value and the lowest theta number. And out of the money options too have the lowest time value, although the entire value of the out of the money option is just the time value. To illustrate this idea, let's look at the theta graph. It can be seen that the at the money options, that is, the strike prices that are close to the spot price, have a greater theta value than the in the money and out of the money options. This is another important characteristic of an option that should not be missed. Keeping the above points in mind, it can be stated that the in the money options have the most intrinsic value with little or no time value premium. And by going farther out of the money, we can limit the effect of time decay. So, in essence, time decay happens all the time, but the pace at which an option loses value is not constant. It increases as the expiration day nears. The next question is by Nattuttarai Kuppuswamy. After we initiate a short straddle, how to adjust when the market moves in either direction? The answer is you can either go for a short double calendar spread or a short double diagonal spread with purchasing either weekly or monthly calls for protection. The short double calendar spread setup would look like this. Buy one lot of 25th June 10,000 strike price call at 334.65. Sell one lot of 31 December 10,000 strike price call at 855.05. Sell one lot of 31st December 10,000 strike price put at 613.65. Buy one lot of 25th June 10,000 strike price put at 192.55. It is clear from the risk graph of the double calendar spread that the maximum loss at expiry is rupees 32,214 and the break-even points are at 9610 and 10,644. Whereas the short double diagonal spread setup would look like this. Buy one lot of 25th June 10,500 strike price call at 104.1. Sell one lot of 31st December 10,000 strike price call at 855.05. Sell one lot of 31st December 10,000 strike price put at 613.65. Buy one lot of 25th June 9500 strike price put at 70.6. It is clear from the double diagonal spread risk graph that the maximum loss at expiry is rupees 17,189 and the break-even points are at 9,458 and 10,948. The comparison between the two strategies reveal that the probability of profit is more for the double calendar spread. The maximum profit at expiry for both the strategies is unlimited, which is very good. The maximum loss at expiry though is more for the double calendar spread. Some considerations. Buying weekly options for protection would cost you less, but the commission charges would go up as you would have to pay each week. Also, buying far out of the money options for protection reduces the cost, but not many brokers allow this. Note that both these strategies are extremely advanced strategies and need active management. It's definitely not everyone's cup of tea and definitely not something I would recommend you to do. Another consideration would be to go with ratio spreads for protection. That is, sell two options further out of the money for every bought option. While this works in our favor most of the time, it might eat into the profits sometimes. Thank you for watching. Please post any questions you have in the comment section. Also, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.